There's a strange thing that happens to people. At first, you believe something because you think it's true. You study it, you feel it, you argue with it, you test it against your life. But somewhere along the way, if you're not careful, the belief stops being a lens and becomes a cage. That's when your ideology becomes your identity. And once that happens, you don't just defend an idea anymore. You defend yourself. Every disagreement feels like an attack. Every question feels like disrespect. Every correction feels like betrayal, and now you're not searching for truth. You're protecting a costume. That's the dangerous part. Because truth can survive being questioned, but ego can't. And most of us don't realize how much of what we call conviction is really just fear wearing armor. We say we want the truth, but what we really want is proof that we were already right. We want our side to be pure. We want their side to be evil. We want the world to be simple because simple feels safer. But life is not simple. People are not simple. God is not small enough to fit inside your political party, your favorite podcast, your denomination, your trauma, your comment section, or your need to win every argument. And that doesn't mean you stand for nothing. No. It means you better make sure what you stand for hasn't replaced your soul. Because the moment your ideology becomes your identity, you stop seeing people. You see categories: enemy, ally, threat, useful, wrong, unclean, woke, bigot, sheep, heretic, lost, stupid. And once you reduce a human being to a label, it becomes easier to hate them and still think you're righteous. That's how good people become cruel. Not all at once. Little by little. One justified insult at a time. One dehumanizing joke at a time. One shared outrage at a time. One moment where love felt weaker than being right. And I'm not saying I'm above it. I'm saying I felt it in myself. That little rush when someone on my side destroys someone on their side. That little satisfaction when the person I disagree with looks foolish. A little temptation to confuse winning with wisdom. But the way was never about winning the argument while losing your soul. The way was never about becoming so correct that you forget how to be kind. The way was never about building a perfect identity around imperfect understanding. Because every human being sees through a limited window. Even the smart ones. Even the spiritual ones. Even the ones with good intentions. Even me. Even you. So maybe the question is not what side are you on. Maybe the better question is, what is this belief turning me into? Is it making me more honest, more humble, more patient, more courageous, more loving? Or is it making me addicted to outrage, allergic to correction, and proud of my contempt? Because that's the test. Not just what you believe. What your belief is producing in you. If your faith makes you hate everyone who struggles differently than you, something is off. If your politics make you celebrate someone else's suffering, something is off. If your worldview requires you to ignore the humanity of half the world, something is off. If your truth cannot survive compassion, it might not be truth. It might just be control. And maybe today we need to loosen our grip. Not on truth, on ego, not on conviction, on the need to be untouchable. Because you can believe deeply without becoming blind. You can stand firmly without becoming cruel. You can disagree without destroying. You can have values without turning them into a throne you sit on above everyone else. The goal is not to have no beliefs. The goal is to make sure your beliefs are still serving love, truth, humility, and wisdom. Because when ideology becomes identity, repentance feels like death. Growth feels like betrayal. And truth feels like the enemy. But when your identity is deeper than your ideology, you can change your mind without losing yourself. You can be corrected without being crushed. You can listen without surrendering your soul. You can admit you were wrong and still be worthy. That's freedom. That's maturity. That's the narrow road. Not being spineless. Not being silent. Not pretending everything is equal. But refusing to let any system, party, tribe, movement, or argument become bigger than God, bigger than love, bigger than the human being standing in front of you. So today, don't just ask what you believe. Ask what your belief is doing to your heart. Because the world does not need more people possessed by opinions. It needs people awake enough to hold truth without hatred, strong enough to stand without worshiping themselves, humble enough to say, I may believe this deeply, but I am still becoming. And maybe that's where the way begins again. Not in being right louder, but in becoming human deeper.